Good morning. I'm recording today to tell you what I've been going through. But what I go through is what every one of you goes through. I cannot find for 5 years, actually six, since 2020, I've been looking for a comfortable, safe bed that doesn't off-gas VOCs. Every bed I tried gave me asthma, every bed. And the other beds that are 100% safe, like organic cotton, organic wool, a bed that has springs and cotton and wool, are painful. In 3 months, they caused Keith and I to have so much pain that we couldn't bear them. So I continued searching. I finally gave up on our bedding industry. It is incredibly toxic. Here is an example. I will give more details later. But I bought a organic latex bed. It off-gassed 500 points in 30 minutes. I removed it. Keith removed it to our garage. And 2 days later, I went out in the garage wearing my respirator mask and I couldn't breathe. It had off-gas so much it filled our garage. And it has two openings. This is what it's doing in your house. And every bed had an issue. And some companies would not refund. I had to go to the bank to get my money back. So this is one item. So I decided to make my own bed. I had finally found, I could not find safe sheets, safe blankets, towels, clothes, none, nothing. Keith and I had no clothes to wear in the day. We finally found towels that were safe. We had nothing to wear inside but towels. Outside, Keith would wear our old organic clothes that I knew made me ill. I wore those clothes forever until I couldn't bear it anymore. We both just took our clothes off. This is severe, but this is what's happening to you and our world. So then I kept looking and looking, and I finally found safe sheets. I finally found safe blankets. So what I did is I took two of the sheets, I sewed them together, and I bought Kapok. Okay, I'm not sure that's how you say it, but it is a natural ingredient. It grows on trees in Africa, other countries like that. And so I filled the bed with that. And I spent so much time because I had to keep adding it. Keith was out of town, and I kept experimenting and adding it and adding more and adding more. And when Keith got home, it was comfortable and he was so exhausted he slept 12 hours. That bed is the best bed I've ever slept in. I've had so much trouble sleeping because of all the toxins in the beds that I was using. And I slept so well with that bed. It felt like being in a warm cocoon. So, but we were sleeping in our spare bedroom, in our master bedroom. I had been sleeping in the living room and I was fine, but I wanted to move to the master bedroom. And the VOCs were about 400, which usually will make me very ill, but for some reason it didn't. It was making me so I couldn't sleep well. It was making me congested. And I realized it was probably the dresser in our bedroom, which had cottony clothes in it. Cottony clothing are intensely toxic. They made huge VOCs. They caused pain. Their blanket almost killed me. They are very toxic. I have written to them. I have called them. They wanted the meter I use. They said they were going to research it. I haven't heard from them. And people need to know these things. So now that dresser is contaminated. I opened it to try to vent it out. The VOCs got worse. So that dresser, it looks like it has to go. We actually had to remove everything from our closet because the cottony clothes had contaminated the closet. When I finally tested their blanket in our bathroom, it contaminated our toothbrushes. And I know because I don't use toothpaste. So otherwise, if you use toothpaste, you wouldn't know. But I also had instant asthma brushing my teeth the day before. I did not. So these are toxic things. Organic companies are lying to you and telling you they're organic and they are not. I don't know what happened to cottony. The first time I ordered, everything was fine. The second time, it was not. I think that the blankets are contaminating all of their inventory. I don't know. So, or they give you the good stuff the first time and then send you the bad stuff. I'm not sure what's happening with organic companies. I could not find any safe clothing. So I had found the safe sheets. I put them in the K-pop. We had the best bed. So we decided, we slept on that 2 nights. We decided on the 3rd night that Keith was home, we're going to move it to our spare bedroom. That has really low VOCs all day, every day. So we would go there. So we moved our bed there. And in 30 minutes, I had out of control asthma. We had to leave. Why? Because we had a foam bed in there that had contaminated the wooden bed frame. So we moved to the living room where I had slept so safely because the rug, we had been trying to sleep on the rug. The padding is petroleum based, so it would off gas and make me so sick. But I didn't have anywhere else to go because we didn't have anything but blankets to sleep on, and the carpet in the living room was too hard. So we moved to the living room now, and we went to bed. I started reading to fall asleep. Suddenly, out of control asthma again. The wooden frame that got contaminated by the foam bed contaminated our bed, my bed that I made, that I spent so much time and love on. And I couldn't be sentimental. I had to get it out of my house. So we cleaned the table in the backyard. We moved the bed out there. Still, I had asthma. We were like, oh no, it is the carpet. The carpet we love. We have 3 carpets that all match. This carpet was clearly contaminated. We moved it out. Still, I was having asthma. So I told Keith, I think we have to take showers. You take a shower, I will take the blankets out. I folded the blankets up. I took them outside, out of control asthma, carrying them. So clearly they were contaminated from 30 minutes. I know because my lungs are 30% of normal. You do not know. But this toxin, these toxic things are happening to you every day. This is one thing. One thing. Actually, it's many things. This is many things. It's beds. I'm talking about beds. And so now we didn't have a bed, but we had RV, which was totally contaminated from another huge issue. And suddenly it had turned green and safe just in time. So the next day, that night, we had to sleep in our chairs because our couches also made me sick. So we had bought chairs. So Keith went and moved the trailer to our house. I helped him get the mattress out. We put it in our house. We found 1 blanket and 1 sheet. We have to keep replacing things because of these kind of issues. And so we had 1 blanket, 1 sheet, and we were fine. 2 sheets, actually. And we were fine. The next night we slept fine without any issues. But now my bed, this bed that is in our our RV, we have been looking for toppers or solutions because it is another wool, cotton, and spring bed. In 3 months, it will be so painful. It will be unbearable or sooner, which is why I have been looking and why I was so thrilled with my K-pop bed. And now, so we have that bed. I did learn a lot making that bed, and I am going to, so I am going to make a new one. It will be much faster. We have my sewing machine. I hand sewed the whole thing because my sewing machine I hadn't used for 30 years and it was totally frozen. So Keith took it to get repaired, but it has to be repaired with oil. Petroleum oil, of course. So will I be able to tolerate it? Or will I be sewing by hand forever? I don't know. The problem is that petroleum is everywhere, everywhere. And that's petroleum is what affects me. That's what's in the foam. So the foam fools you because in the day, the VOCs are totally safe. So it seems totally safe. When you sleep on it or you add body heat, it goes up. The VOCs go up. We learned that with the foam bed. And so I thought I was so safe in the foam bed. Every night I slept so well, but I would sleep facing the air purifier would blow right on my face. And so I was nervous a lot. I had trouble sleeping. I had infections constantly, but overall I was doing well. And so I thought it was a great bed. And then we got the VOC meters. You can look at the history, and we saw every night it was 2,300, 1,200, 1,400. It was never safe. And this is what's happening to you. And I am enraged. I am enraged at what's happening to the American people. And why? Because our government wants to not have regulations. And we are told that's a good thing for us. Regulations are laws and rules to do things properly. Of course, businesses don't want them because it takes more time. It costs more to do things right, to test things and make sure things are safe. But imagine a school without any rules. Imagine driving down a road without any rules. Imagine that. So now we have all these businesses using chemicals and doing whatever they want. There's very few laws or rules controlling what they do in our food, in anything. And now they want to reduce them more. They want less rules for organic farming. So the only thing that is safe for us, truly safe, will be less safe or gone. Please take action. Stop buying anything with petroleum, which is anything synthetic. Check out my website at mcscanarysolutions.com. I have many ideas about what I've done to go from incredibly sick to incredibly well. But I have to get these toxins out. And at every turn, I get sick because at every turn there's petroleum. It's incredibly frustrating. Please join me and call your senators, call your representatives, call your state officials. Tell them we need changes, we need more regulations, we need to reduce the toxins. And don't listen about regulations are harmful. They're not. They protect us. And without them, this is where we are. And that bed, a foam bed, is one toxin that's affecting you. One. Fragrance is another. That off-gases forever, and it has petroleum. Those are two. There are hundreds, thousands, so many you're exposed to every day. I was so ill, I was in bed because I was so sick or so exhausted a lot. I had where every day was a struggle to get through. I felt so horrible. I felt so ill every moment. It was hard to get through the day. When I brushed my teeth, asthma. When I put on lotion, my face would burn like a sunburn and turn bright red. When I used medicines, Monistat, I got blisters on my hands and feet. But these things are happening to you. You just don't know because you don't have MCS and you don't react instantly. But no one's immune. This is why there's so much cancer, why children are getting cancer, why so many people are so ill, why you get diabetes and you don't really ever get well, why nothing's really working. 99% of medicines are petroleum. And that was because that's what Rockefeller wanted. Please take action. Please make changes. Please stop buying anything that contains petroleum. And what's sad is you will be told things are safe and they are not. So I'm doing a list of what I have found that is safe. I'm going to be sharing it as soon as I get it done. And also check out my website that I share so many things I've done to improve my health. And for you, maybe one or two things may help you, but they will all prevent illness in the future. Thank you so much for your time.